Hello, you are listening to and hopefully watching the Michigan Business Network. This is the Leaning Edge, where we talk about lean principles and what they're doing for the state of Michigan and beyond. I'm Debra Levantrosser, your hostess for the show for the next 6.5 minutes of airtime. And we are coming to you today from the 9th Annual Michigan Lean Consortium Annual Conference. I can't believe it's been 9 years, but here we are 9 years later and still going strong. And we are coming to you from one of the great cities in Michigan, which is
Traverse City.
All right, Traverse City.
Town.
Yeah, great destination. So I have Tony Decaria here from DTE Energy, and he is the group manager for the continuous improvement team. So Tony, how are you?
Doing great, Deborah. How you doing?
Good. How's your day been?
Oh, it's been exciting, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Sold some T-shirts, some really comfy MLC T-shirts for the group.
We should have brought one.
Should have brought a T-shirt. Yeah, we got a bunch back there. Got to introduce Dorsey Sherman with her kata experience. That was pretty fun.
I heard really good feedback on that.
It was a great session. It was a really great session. Got to see Dan Vermeesh, one of my old buddies from the board. He gave a really good keynote this morning. So yeah, there's been a lot of fun stuff so far today.
So for those people who may not know that DTE has a CI group, CI stands for Continuous Improvement.
Yep, that's our language.
Tell us a little bit about what, well, first of all, obviously DTE Energy provides energy and services, electricity and gas.
That's good. That's a good explanation. Yeah, we have a lot of different kind of business, fully integrated energy company, so a lot of things going on.
And so what's going on in the CI group? So what's your responsibility?
Well, so we have a centralized group that is the CI strategy group. So it's our kind of it's our center, kind of our central continuous improvement kind of lean function, where we kind of think of ourselves as we are the great recommenders of DTE, right? So we operate through a top-level priority committee, which is what people don't really get. Why it works really well for us, I think, is because we have super great leadership support for lean in DTE. Back when Jerry Anderson was CEO, he put in place his system of priorities. And so if you're thinking about different companies, kind of putting together their way of running the business. We're very fortunate. We have setting up a distinctive CI culture is one of the top 7 priorities at DTE.
That's amazing.
It's part of our core values statements, and so there's just no matter what people are trying to do, like it or not, it's something that's so supported that no matter what you are, it's almost like ingrained in people at this point, as we've been doing this for such a long time. We can always point back to that and say, hey, look, this is kind of your daily responsibility to do this, right? And so
accountability,
exactly.
So real strong.
And every single one of those priorities has a committee. So our CEO now, he sits on the as the chair of this OCI committee, the Operations and Continuous Improvement Committee. We talk about all the CI stuff that we're working on. So we talk about the different training programs, the assessment of of the groups, value streams, all this kind of fun stuff.
Was the hiring of the new Jerry? In terms of looking for characteristics and support of lean, was that included in the appointment?
Well, I wasn't part of that, so I can't really say for sure, but I will say this, is that Jerry's, I think his true legacy with DTE is going to be long-term. He helped us build capability, and that capability building was all about that system of priorities. And so we talk about highly engaged employees. We talk about getting really strong foundation of continuous improvement. We talk about really understanding our customer. So we have all of these different capabilities: asset maintenance, project management.
So then hopefully the new CEO does support those, and that was included in their
hiring practices. He was handpicked for that. Yes, you're a believer in this. And so I think Jerry Garcia, he's got a really great mind for operations and kind of driving productivity. I think that's one of his big things, and working for the customer. But I think he carries all that that good feeling and good attitude towards culture with them. So I think it's going to be a great transition.
So in closing then, tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Michigan Lean Consortium board. So you are a board member.
I'm a board member, yeah.
So tell us about the inner workings of the board and of the organization, what maybe some upcoming strategies or some fun things, new things that might be coming.
Well, fun things, new things. I know we've been talking a little bit about webinars. So that's something we haven't really offered too much of, maybe 1 or 2 in the history. But a lot of these times in Traverse City, great city and all, it's sometimes hard for people to get to. Sometimes hard, for get a company to pay for it, that kind of thing.
Sure.
And so finding ways to offer remote learning, remote, kind of networking, opportunities. How do we do that more? Because I think those are the two biggest values that we can provide back to people is the ability to connect with each other and the ability to learn from each other. And so, trying to figure out ways to do that. I think that'd be the number one thing.
So maybe having more regional events,
Well, that's one thing. So we have been, trying to make sure we cover a lot of different ground. We've had a lot of Grand Rapids events recently, doing things in the Detroit area. Another thing we've been trying to do is, like we did here at the conference here earlier, is trying to have industry groups. And so we have a new legal center of learning, almost like a legal network for MLC. We've got one that you're, I think, involved in with the academia.
Correct.
So a lot of the universities, colleges coming together. Healthcare, I think Lucy is trying to get something like that started up.
That's
So we're
right.
trying to keep going with this, how do we, keep fostering these different connections from different members to different members.
To connect.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, any key takeaways so far from the conference? We've had a keynote, we've had an active learning session, which you mentioned already, and we've had lots of other interactions and networking and interactive games and things. So anything top of mind that you can think of that really resonated with you?
Well, my biggest thing that's resonated with me so far, something I do believe in that Dan was talking about, is just sometimes you got to be silly, you got to be fun, you got to be humorous, right? And so, I started off my session, I was kind of introducing Dorsey. So I had my kata joke that I just made up on the spot after a day. I was like, I got to have a kata joke. So I told everybody, I'm a dad of two, and I've become proficient at dad jokes. So I said, I'm going to tell you the joke, right? It's knock, knock.
Who's there?
Kata.
Kata who?
I caught a great speaker here for you today. Dorsey's here. It was so bad. I was like, I'm going to set the bar so low, you cannot do anything but get ahead of it.
Dad joke.
So that's
you gotta have fun.
You gotta have fun with it. And so, if you're not having fun, if you're not having fun at work, what are you there for?
Exactly.
So,
all right. Well, I'm going to let you get back to having fun
at
work.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Absolutely.
And you are listening to and hopefully watching the Leaning Edge on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Debra Levantrosser, and we'll be right back.